In order to ensure that Nigeria police officers improve on its service delivery, integrity and accountability, CLEEN Foundation organized a capacity building workshop for police officers across the country. The program manager of CLEEN Foundation, Chigozerim Okoro, disclosed that the workshop is aimed at training the oversight agency of the Nigeria Police Force and also improve on their service delivery.
We actually here to train key oversight agencies of the Nigeria Police Force, on there are just different components that will lead to improved service delivery. So this is basically one of the activities under the MacArthur funded project on police reform. The overall objective is actually to strengthen police and policing in Nigeria. The project was actually informed by events of the NSAS that led to chaos across the country. You recall the protests that happened and how the challenges, that it led to in terms of police stations burned, in terms of personnel that died, in terms of persons that died. And so CLEEN, as a leading organization in public sector and security, actually developed this project. And this activity, this particular training is carefully targeted at these oversight agencies. Why? Because some of their mandates are crucial to making our policing system and our police officers better. And so what our objective basically here today is to share, because these are human beings. Yes, they work for us, but from their various experiences, we will also learn. Each of the agencies will share their lessons over time, and they will also learn new ways of thinking that responds or that contributes to responding to emerging challenges in our space. Till date, police brutality is still an issue.
She also called on all Nigeria police officers to step up to their responsibility.
Part of what we also want to see happen in terms of those benefiting from this activity is to ensure that they will do what we call knowledge sharing. So you bring other colleagues within your various agencies and you share. You share as much as possible. You share as much as you have learned. And we have also encouraged them to pay key attention, ask those right questions. So at the end of the day, they will leave there better informed, such that it will trickle down to these agencies, and then they'll step up to their responsibility. They will rise up to their responsibilities, such that it won't be used business as usual.
Bridget Ujege, the Assistant Chief Admin Officer, Police Discipline Department, says the agency is trying to create more awareness to the public and assures Nigeria that the right people will be recruited in the right places with proper training.
We're trying to bring more awareness to the public to make sure that they know that the Commission is there for them, so that cases of police officers who step out of the realm of their duties, who cross the line and basically overstep and harm the general public are brought to our attention, so that we can treat these cases as quickly as possible and weed out the bad seeds from the police to make it more effective. What we're doing basically is by making sure that we put the right people in the right places. As you know, the Police Service Commission, one of our roles, our core roles is the recruitment of police officers. So we're trying as much as possible to make sure that the right people are recruited in the right roles. That way, it means that when you're training them, if you have the right people in the right role, it's easier to train them and get them to do the right thing.
She also stated that the government is working towards better payment of police officers.
Recently, the police package was actually reformed. It was actually changed positively and is awaiting effect by the government. So I think the government is working towards that, making sure that the police are better paid, because that's one of the rules. If you don't pay people well, you don't expect them to put in their best. So they're working towards that.
Olumayowa Olani, the program officer of CLEEN Foundation, said there have been changes so far in the Nigeria Police Force, but employ on the police officers to work on its image and call on the government to work on the welfare package of Nigeria Police.
We are seeing some little changes here and there. Of course, Nigerians still expect the very significant ones that can everybody can see. We would not say that there have not been any change or that the government has not done anything in terms of reforming the police since the EndSARS protest. But what we can say is that it's not tangible enough. So Nigerians are still expecting the government to do more. So we can't say that they've not done anything. It's just that it's not too significant for Nigerians to point at. Right? We know that there's a trust deficit between the public and the police. As much as there is between the public and the police, I think it's also, if you turn the table, it's also the same way. There's also a trust deficit from the police to the public, and from the police to the government. So it's all interwoven. What can government do? The government needs to build, before we talk about government, we need to talk about the institution itself. So they need to start to work on their image. Police image needs to be reinforced. They need to be reassuring to Nigerians that they are actually working for Nigerians and not for some set of Nigerians, that they are for the public and they are there to protect Nigerians and not to exploit or brutalize Nigerians. I think that's one angle that we need to see from institutionally. For government also, to build trust, legitimacy comes to play. Legitimacy lies with the public. But in as much as we talk about that, the government also has a role to play in ensuring that the welfare of police officers is improved on, so that can also change the way they also see their work. So many police officers are not very happy with the condition of work, and that affects the way they carry out their assignments.
Dorcas Olariwaju, Voice TV, Nigeria.